So we're back with one of our last few days. We did actually end up getting another shiny offline. We went and raided someone yesterday, and I did one DA with them, and I got a shiny Galarian Weezing, which is a very nice shiny. Welcome in, Dragon. How are you doing? So does that mean you didn't get a Scarlet and Violet, or did you get one in one of the other shops? Yes, so I got this yesterday, a nice little Galarian Weezing. Uh, I've never had the Galarian version. I've got things saved up to become Galarian, but I've never actually done it. So yeah. So let's see. I'm going to start some DAs. And that's the right price, yeah. I think it's, what, 37 or 38 brand new on Amazon, so it's about what you're paying for the base games at the moment. Are you going to be playing that today, or do you want to join some DAs? I'll start with Sapalon, I think. Or have you started on your adventure, even in that game? Right, so Scarlet has the better Paradox mons, for sure. Definitely. They're far more interesting than just the metal ones in Violet, which was my mistake. I bought Violet day one. Okay, so I'll just run one solo quickly then. Yeah, so I think the Paradox ones are much better in Violet. No, in Scarlet. Than they are in Violet. 100%. I like them. Don't get me wrong, they are lovely. Both good designs to the extent, but they just feel unique. It's probably the best word to describe them. Whenever you look at the rest, they're just all the same. Like, it's just a robotic Delibird. It's a robotic Tyranitar. And Hydreigon and Volcarona. There's nothing really unique about them, but when you go and look at all of the little tweaks done to the Scarlet ones, they're so much more fun. Like Brute Bonnet is one of my favourites. It is just an Among Us, but it's much more interesting than the normal one. The Magneton one, Sandy Shocks, is quite fun. At least it like negates a weakness. Has something unique look about it. The elephants are fine both ways. Like, I sort of prefer the Violet one, but then like the Jigglypuff and the Mischievous, they're much more interesting. So yeah. And as I say, if you are stuck in, I'm assuming you're going to just casually play through it yourself anyway. But if you get to the stage where you need some trades, you can let us know and we can help. Yes, you mentioned that yesterday. The level caps aren't like, well, not level caps. The obedience is not too much of a problem, for sure in that game. Welcome in, boy from Belgium. How is your Dynamax adventuring going? And are you up for doing a couple today? I'm just running a very quick Blacephalon. We raided someone yesterday and I got a Galarian Weezing off them, which was nice. Never had the Galarian one. I don't mind hunting Coffin because it's one of the nicest shinies for one of the more forgettable Pokemon. Because you just see all like the dark coloured smoke coming out when it's shiny. I love it. Tentacruel. Ooh. Of course, the good one wants to take this. Well, I could show you afterwards. Rock, probably rock. Again, Boy from Belgium, are you happy to take part in a couple of these? Or do you want to do some of your own today? I'll probably do the same, like the Cephalon and Pheromos are a bit on rotation. If we end up with the 4, we can try the Zygarde stuff again. I know it got a bit frustrating, shall we say, yesterday with how things went, but for the most part, it worked out well enough, really, didn't it? So we've got that as a backup if we do get the 4. I don't know who else. Like, it's weekdays now, so we know it's going to be a little bit different. I have decided that we are officially going to do some Mario Kart in May. We're also going to do Dragon Quest Monsters and some more DAs. If the Dragon Quest is either not fun to play or not fun to watch, I may just scrap that and go to some other stuff. But I have bought it, I have not played it yet, and it's been sat there for nearly a month plus now, just waiting for me to actually do something with it. So yeah, I kind of need to actually do something with that game. I have completely never played it, so we are going in pretty much blind. Do I just want something easy to beat? What is the ground type? No, I don't want to take that on. It's water as well. But I seem to think that we're having a DA shiny drought between us all. I haven't seen you have a shiny in the DAs for a while now. I definitely haven't had any for at least a week. I had that little spell where I got back to back to back, but now I just don't seem to get anything. Welcome back, Dragon. So, what? Dunsparce is not the hardest thing to beat. It does have Shadow Ball, so if the Rabombi would like to take it, it would be very nice. Very nice indeed, to say the least. And of course I've missed my Dynamax for the final. Let's just do this to be sure we win. It probably won't knock it out. Oh, there goes me with a lot of health down. Not what I want going into this final. So there is part of me that thinks that maybe I could swap here. And I take the Dunsparce in. Don't know if that's a good idea or not. And if you're going to join Boy from Belgium, are you ready to join the next one, or are you on one at the moment as well? I also mentioned that I've ordered a brand new desk, because I was more of a table, but more than the desk. And I ordered it yesterday. And I'm already getting an email saying, how do you rate the product? It's not going to turn up till Wednesday. Like, how can I say how good or bad it is until it turns up? I can't. I was hoping Rabombi would take that. I really was. It's like, I will review your product when I've made it and are using it, but not like less than 24 hours after I've ordered it from you, and that's all I've done. You've done nothing. Like, oh, I understand it's not going to come till Wednesday. I have no problems. I'm not someone who wants it next day. I expect it next day attitude. I'm just let it turn up, then let me review it. Then we can discuss it. Oh, the Rabombi did come in helpful. What do we do? We went through Boulders. That's actually a good one. That's one I am hunting for shiny. I was looking at my bingo card I designed for this year of Pokemon I would like to get shiny, and I realised that I've actually got 4 of them already. One of them is actually the Galarian Linoon, which we did get a couple of weeks ago. But I did get a Cherubi. I believe Boy from Belgium saw the panic when we did that on Legends Arceus. I've also managed to get the Tarantula, which is one of my favourite shiny designs. I'm not going to sit here and say it's a very good, useful Pokemon, but the shiny design is beautiful in Scarlet and Violet. And we did get another one, but I've forgotten what it is already. I've had too many shinies this year. I was even talking to Robin about it on his stream last night. Because he was trying to guess what my... Oh, I got a free Coco. And I've had 100. I've got 2 of them now. Well, actually, I got 4. 3 on Go and 1 actually in the main game. But let's see if we start today with a shiny. And is this going to be helpful? And as always, I think we're just going to probably bounce through the 2. I could do some Xurkitree if you want, so do Blacephalon, Xurkitree, and Pheromosa, just on a bit of rotation. Oh yeah, that was your Starly, wasn't it? You got, or did you get another one? Or was that the Heracross? Oh, fair enough. But I didn't start today with a shiny, sadly. Oh, I keep looking at that Heracross. And it's just staring at me going, pick me, pick me. What do you have? Palkia? Nope, no, 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 nowhere near there. I will just put the code in ready, and we'll do Pheromosa first. Okay, so it should be fine. They are the best ones to actually see when you actually see the Pokemon before the sparkles. It does make it feel a bit more deserved, the shiny. I did that the other day because I've been doing the Burmy cycles. I was flying over... I have a weird route I take just because I do like to check the Rapidash and the Heracross alphas. And just before you hit the Rapidash, there's a little area where Ponyta turn up. And I just looked at, that's a very light coloured Ponyta. And I moved forward and then it sparkled at me. It's more worrying when you can't see the shiny and you panic. Yep, those perfecting the dexes are a nightmare, to say the least. I've been working on mine. So the story goes that when it first came out, I played it to death. I did all of... Then they released the massive mass outbreak patch, and I loved it, started shiny hunting it. But I thought, you know what, I want to complete the Pokedexes as well. So I started doing it, and then I got to the evolutions, and I was like, you know what, nah. And I burnt myself out on the MMAs, and it was just, nope, 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 not doing it. So I sort of slowly started a new challenge where I wanted to do something last year. So the goal was to have an Alpha Dex, a Shiny Dex, and a Shiny Alpha Dex. And I was just going to be working on the 3, but I got burnt out on that as well. But then slowly I just did bits here and there. And then this year I got back into it. Late last year I started doing my challenges. And then slowly we've just been doing a bit in here and a bit in there. It is up, ready for people to join. And so when I'm hunting for something specific, I just sort of do a bit of hunting and completing the dexes to see what happens. Well, welcome in, ironically. How are you doing? Are you up for some DAs today? We'll run this Pheromosa very quickly. I know it's one you don't need. But if you are up for some DAs and some random chaos, we could look for some Zygarde paths if you want. Okay, that's fine. Would you be up for doing some random chaos to find that Zygarde path? Yeah, when it comes to the dex entries, those ones are the nice ones. Just wait till you start looking at the evolutions, and I've got an Electrode in my team at the moment. Every move it needs is awful. Okay. This is not a good start. I'm taking this because it's good against... Oh, there's a flying type and a fire type. That wheezing might be helpful. Yeah, so we want flying and fire and fairy, really. Do we get that lucky? Yes, you got the Latias last night, or this morning, I'm not sure which it was. Fire is a bit dangerous with this team. I'm not gonna lie. What else is here? This is not a very nice team. What is that? That's not gonna last 5 minutes. Oh dear. We are taking on a fire type with this team. Okay. We have 2 steel types and a grass. No, a steel, ice, and a bug type. No, a grass type here. Oh, Heatran is not terrible. No, Heatmore is not terrible. Somebody should really take this. I think it may be a case of whoever's got the least health between me and it should definitely be between me and Dragon. I think for this one. Well, I can use Nuzzle. And we didn't see a flying type, so it's not like it's much difference. Now I might be, as I say, be able to use Nuzzle in the final, which might be kind of funky. But in the final, just make sure you spam Fire Lash, because you will lower its defense. Don't worry about the other fire moves. Probably won't get you to Dynamax, just Fire Lash. Because it is one of the most broken moves in DAs. It is also super effective, so we don't need to think too much about... Like, you probably have stronger fire moves, but they're less accurate. But if you can weaken a defense for the physical hitters that we will probably get en route, it'll be helpful all around. Nobody is really special here, are they? But I might as well just keep going. The computer's doing its thing. I do like how Tokutamaru's poison move is basically a fart. Yeah, well, it would be if we could get more. But I didn't really notice what else was on the path, to be honest. Yeah. That's probably the big problem I faced. I didn't really notice. This was one of the problems we've got, because we are going to be facing something. I'm using this just to boost our defences a little bit. Problem is he's put the sun up, so we're sort of stuck with the water moves being useless. And there's not much we can do, because all he's got is Sunny Day and fire moves and a grass move. So it's not much help. It's not anyone's fault. Like, we've got 3 things that are weak against this. And that's the problem we've got for this battle. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Yeah. That's 2 lives on the first one. We might not even reach the boss on this one. Not good. Not a good start. And the worst thing is it's the computer that's surviving. The one thing that isn't weak to this is the one thing that also died. Well, it might be our worst ever Dynamax if we don't win this one. I know I had a disaster last night when I did one with Robin, and we only beat one Pokemon. That was horrendous, that run. But then we also got ourselves swept by a Vikavolt in our stream, so it's sort of, we seem to be finding a few walls. We might need to be a little bit more cautious getting there now. So that's got to be something we do pay attention to. Or we will not have a good time. Yes, it was. It was just bad luck, really, because of the team we had. We had to have that team to go through, and all three that we would have been up against were terrible for us. It's a bit like this. All three are terrible. I'm looking at probably hoping to get to the Shinotic. I know it's weak, but it does have a fairy move. That's pretty much our only chance here, I think. This shouldn't be too hard to beat. Right. Part of me wants to take the Focus Sash, just so we can take one hit with something. I got the thing that Boy from Belgium wants, of course, with the old Eviolite. This should just be a swing away. We don't need to mess around with this. This pretty much, I think, it does have Fire move, but oh no, it's the Persian. This only has Dark moves, so this isn't too bad. Like, it will hurt, but nobody's weak to it. And I might even just do Nuzzle, just to be cautious. We can paralyze it, then we can get 2 turns probably against it first. And see what happens. This is one that we all kind of want shiny in this game. Like, I've had this shiny in Pokemon Go, but as I say, I don't like the big G in home. I want to get rid of, slowly replace them all. And this thing is a no-no. We don't want to take it. If the computer takes it, it's already a problem. So we don't need to think too much about this. It's not happening. The only thing it's good for is its speed, but it will get destroyed in one shot. If we're honest. Right. Vileplume wasted a move again, thanks computer. And we missed. Of course. This just slows it down, so we might as well just use this. See if we can get a big hit. I don't think flinches are a thing, are they, with these sort of moves against the Dynamax Pokemon? This thing doesn't like... This thing's bulkier than I thought it used to be. Not gonna lie. Thank you, computer, for being smart at last. The only one with a special attacking move. That's gonna hit, and... Well, it has the accuracy anyway. Let's see how well we do with this one. Well, Layra hits this time, and pretty much bounces off it. It is interesting to see what Pokemon do have their 3 stages of evolutions in the DAs, and which ones just have the middle evolution and are not like strong in any way. That's quite interesting to look at. The only thing this has that's remotely good is that quash move, which means if we can do 3 hits ourselves and beat the Pheromosa, the other person could potentially make it go last so it doesn't actually hit us. But it's not much good. Now, as we said, the human characters won't be taking this. I don't think. Even if it did have a play rough, you're still having to risk getting hit and you won't survive. I know I do technically have my focus sash for this, but I don't think it's going to be worth it. So if the computer wants it, they can have it. But otherwise, we'll just stick with what we've got. For the next fight, can you use the Fire Lash, please? Because I think we're going to go for the Grass type. And I've got a poison move, a physical poison move, so that should help in that one. Thank you. And I'm thinking I will probably be the one that has to take the Shinotic. I think the rest of us will, you two will both stick for now. The Fire Lash will just lower its defense for us. That's the main thing. And because I've got a physical poison move and it's 4 times effective, it will be very good to knock it out quickly. Even if I go round twice, the only bit that's a bit frustrating is unless we beat this in one go, it will be on Boy from Belgium's Dynamax in the final, I think. It probably won't, but we might as well just be cautious. I don't think it can do much to the human characters, but that Persian is dangerous to have on our team for this fight. So, you know, we'll probably have a mystical fire or a life dew, maybe. So we're not going to get it in one. The other thing with overheat is I think it's like really bad accuracy. From what I remember, it's sort of like 75 to 50%. It's one of those, I think it's one of those terrible accuracy moves. In fairness, Fire Lash won't be too much help in the final because I think we're going to be mostly special attacking anyway. But it would be best just to hit it, I guess, rather than anything else. It might be 90, but we always know that if it's not 100%, it's 50%. That's what they will say. Well, that's what M&J TV says anyway. If it's not 100%, it's 50%, or it's 100% for the computer. This is the awkward thing, because part of me would actually prefer the computer to take this. But I do have the focus sash, so I will survive a hit. If you Dynamax, Boy from Belgium, can you use your fire move? He only seems to, but because there's not many Pokemon games out, he doesn't make as many videos now, does he? I've noticed. I got another Eviolite for you. Because he used to do those challenges with PM7, like different shiny hunting challenges and stuff for like trophies, which were fun to watch. But he's one of those people who doesn't like streaming. So from what I understand, he no longer streams, he only makes videos, and he puts a lot of time into his videos. He will spend days on them. He seems like a nice enough chap. Like, one of those people that just sort of gets on with his Pokemon stuff, even if people don't like him, he just does it. Like, they've mentioned before that he doesn't get on with one of the other creators. Yeah, he has one. YouTube's different. You can have 3 channels for YouTube. It's not ever a problem. Yeah, you're going to use the fire move. Or are you going for the fairy move? I need to know for what move I'm going to do. Fine, I will just go Moonblast. Yeah, the John Michael Cup ones are fun. They did sort of like a co-op Nuzlocke, but I understand what they were trying to do, but it wasn't as fun, and that's the sort of thing I used to get into when I first came back to the Pokemon games. I used to watch United Gamer and Game Boy Luke and Vinny, and they would do Soul Links and stuff, and a lot of the time they would film the whole lot and release the whole lot, and I would just watch it in the background while doing stuff. And that's kind of what they tried to do with a Nuzlocke, wasn't it? Just but only one game, and they talk out the decisions because M and J can't handle Nuzlocks. He gets very angry and worked up. Just fine. Like we all have different reactions. Like it's the good thing with Pokemon. You can all play it your own way. I've never had any problem if someone wants to do it one way, someone wants to do it a different way. That's their decision. Okay, so I think, does it get 2 turns? Why couldn't you use Quash version? That's my question. If it does get another go, I think we lose. Yes, because it... Oh, I survived. Just. I know. I know. But we did win. That was the important thing. So GG, and good luck on the shinies. Because that's sort of what got me into the idea of doing Soul Links and wanting to do Nuzlocks and stuff, because it's a lot more fun to try them with someone. Like Soul Links are crazy, but the games I want to do them on don't have proper random encounters. Like, or I wouldn't mind trying one on X and Y, but there's no way to record it. So, well, there is, but I don't want to sit there with my phone recording the screen. So, shiny check time. I'm pretty sure that's not, because it's much darker. That's darker. That's like red. And that's not got a dress. That's black or purple. Sadly. So that's a no for me. Right. We'll save this one. And we'll go for... You got a shiny. Did you get a shiny in a dress? You got nothing. Actually, I was meant to show you something as well. You said you wanted to know what the Galarian Wheezing looked like. It looks like this. That's what the shiny Galarian Wheezing looks like. Very nice shiny, to be honest. I don't think ironically he's ready yet, so we might do one more. We'll do a Blacephalon and then, because he was having dinner, I don't know how long dinner will be. So we'll do a Blacephalon, and then when he's back we can do the random one. Unless he says something before we press start here. But there's no point rushing it. We're about to hit the ad land, but you know the codes. Now, I said I'm going to do some Mario Kart next month, well, from Friday onwards. Would you still be up to doing Mario Kart this sort of time in the day? Mario Kart 8, that is. I'd just wait for the ad to finish before we start this one. Because I don't really care if I come last, but Um, Hello, Kim. Welcome in. Yes, I am looking at doing Mario Kart because it is on the new Switch, which I will be getting in June. I want to get good at it. I put in the Discord that I'm planning on doing 3 different games next month. I am good, thank you. How are you doing? How was the fun fair this weekend? It doesn't look like the ads are happening, so we'll start then. Oh no, there they come. Mario Kart 8, is that Kim, or not? Oh, I'm just going to go for the rubbish ones, don't worry, I'm not going to go fancy. I'm just going to go online and pick whatever it is. That's the easiest version to play the game to start with. I probably need to update it. As I say, I haven't played it in about 18 months, but I did buy or get all of the extra tracks. You probably would. I'm not too bothered about winning or losing. It's about having fun. And if we could find and host like is it 16 or on Mario Kart 8 that can play? I think that's what it was. Online. It's been a while. So you do open lobbies and just say me and you were the only 2 human characters. Okay, 12. Me and you are the human characters. Are the other 10 always going to be computers? Or do I have to select stuff to do that? That's the one thing I need to double check. And then between each race, people can come and choose. The one thing I would like to say that if we do it and me and you are the only people playing, I would like to try to do as many different tracks as possible. So if there is one you love and you destroy people on, we'll do it once, but then we'll try to go to different tracks because there's so many to pick from. Okay? We got 2 good starters, 3 good starters here. We got the Rhydon and the Drudge again, they're both good. Oh yes, hopefully you'll enjoy the Pride Parade. I have a very random story from the most awful. I always tell a story of the worst date imaginable I had with someone. One of the things that they said at the beginning was they don't like anyone gay and stuff. Which is okay. I'm probably not going to see you again after this. Whatever. And then we go to Bournemouth and they go, "Oh, can we go to the Pride Parade?" And then it was like, "Okay, you just said you don't like them, but okay, we'll go there." So yeah, can you pretend that you're gay because I'm meeting this other guy? It was just one of these stories that I literally wrote out the whole script of how bad this date was. That was just a millimeter of how bad this date was. It was horrendous. Like, it's one of those ones that it was so bad you could literally sit down and tell someone the story for half an hour and just laugh at how this person expects to date people. Because they were so horrible. And for the most part, I think we've got a good enough team here. I don't really know why I went this way. If I'm honest, I probably could have stuck with the simple route. But grass wasn't easy either. I looked at the Swampert as an option, but I don't think we need to do Swampert. Okay, so I can do a full tournament where all 48 tracks will be open. Does that mean let out? Because the only time I've ever done it online is when we just constantly pick the new track, and that was with like 8 people who were human stuff, all bouncing between 8. It was fun, as I say. I did enjoy that. I usually came about 7th, and 2 of the people behind me were the computers. I think I was battling one person to be the worst human. So we know I'm not good. So there is that. I will not be using the silly little steering wheel thing either. I bought it and I literally tried it once, put it straight back in the box because it was crap. I think I do, but not very well. It'll be a while. The first couple of races will be a while before I get better at it. But again, if you're around, Kim, I'm going to do open lobbies. If you want to steal your sister's Switch, you can come and play. I don't know how it works, if some people have all the DLC and not. I'm assuming that Boy from Belgium probably has every single track. I should have them all. I think they've downloaded. As I said, I haven't put the cartridge in 18 months, so... Yeah, I probably do remember doing it. It's just, as I say, it's been so long since I've touched it. I've not really ever... I probably did a bit of drifting. Like, you have to also remember that I am more of a Crash Team Racing person. So I'm actually going to take the Hitmonchan, I think. Okay, this is going to be very hard to beat. It's out of interest. Like, Crash Team Racing was my go-to racing game. 100% my go-to racing game. I did get the revamped or remastered version on my PS4, but I couldn't quite click with it because I was rubbish at it by the time. But I used to know all the shortcuts, how to trigger them all. Got like all of the top trophies and everything. And I like the design of the racers, usually the villains. I used to like using, I think it was the rabbit. I'm just going to use this to see if I can make its accuracy bad, see if that helps. But I am slightly scared of this thing because it is going to hit very hard. But have all the tracks officially been released for it now on Mario Kart 8? And are they automatically downloaded if you've got the package for them? That's what I need to double check. Like, as I say, I should just put it in and see what I've got. You missed out by not playing Crash. I think the key factor will be, let's just see how good we are for health. At the moment, I'm thinking this sort of time on Friday. I'm going to be doing it twice a week, probably, throughout May. I haven't quite decided which days to do what yet. I think that if I do, like, open lobbies on Mario Kart and the DAs, I think they should be one on Saturday, one on Sunday. And then one weekday each. And the Dragon Quest thing will be 2 weekdays because it's slower during the week anyway. And I might hate the game, to be honest. I might absolutely despise it. The other driving game I used to love as a kid was the Muppets Racing. That was on the PlayStation 1. That one I did a lot of time on. If Mario Kart World wasn't coming to the Switch 2, I probably wouldn't do Mario Kart. But if it's coming out, it's going to be something I'm going to be playing in June, once the Switch 2 arrives, so I kind of need to be at least competent at playing the game. Because I'll be doing sort of like open lobbies and seeing how chaotic it is, seeing if we can understand what all of the extra bits are around it. You don't want to buy Mario Kart on top of that. So I will probably only be playing Mario Kart for a month. So that's the thing. Or the number 8 for a month, and then I'll be playing the new one. So let's check our health first before we say yes or no to swapping. I'm going to say I won't. I think if the computer says no to this, I think the Druddigan should take it. Just because you get the stab bonus with its moves. That's the only reason. Like, or the Rhydon. One of you could take it. Either of you, if the computer doesn't, one of you take it. It is better than what you've got. So, because you've got Earth Power and Water Pledge, so you're going to have a better boost. And if we take on this Rock type last, you then get the Water boost. Actually, you're weak to it, so I don't want to take that on. I'm going to have to go Psychic just because it's easier to beat, I think. Okay. And the computer will probably gamble at the end. This does have a grass move, so we've got to be very careful with it. Because two of you are quad weak to grass. And I'm weak to it as well. So, it's a bit of a scuffed run. We probably should have gone the other way with our team that we had. But we couldn't really do too much. But as I put in the Discord, I want to try and do 3 games instead of a Pokemon challenge next month. We've set up those little shiny hunting games that if people want to play along with, they're there. So I've started Who's That Pokemon, which I think could be quite fun. We've got the chain game, so that's helpful. That should be fun as well. So that would be fun. I don't think that should be quad effective because this is rock grass, so ice isn't super effective against it. No, it's only effective on the grass because ice is weak to rock. It's good against all of us. The whole team is weak to this, but I think all 3 options were not nice for us because every single one had a grass move and 2 of us are quad weak, which we said. So if you do get shinies today, if you do want to take part in Who's That Pokemon, feel free to take a picture, stick it in there and ask a question that's yes or no. I would love to get that really rolling to see if you can work out which Pokemon I've selected. Which will be kind of fun. I didn't think ice was good against rock at all. I thought it was just neutral against rock, not strong against rock. If I'm not mistaken. It's just that where it's not weak, it says super effective when you're setting your moves up. We'll just use a lash out then to get some damage done. It's a bit like how the fire moves are good against the Armaldo as well. Against this as well. I always make rock and ground up myself, so don't worry. It took me ages to realise they were completely different types. But that's a different thing. But we'll see what's going on. But we can go on the boss. We still have all 3 of our lives, I think. Don't want to take that. I'm going to have to risk this. No, I don't think there is. The computer wants it. It's better than a Mulga. But they'll probably swap here, knowing the computer. And we'll probably have to run the same one back again. Oh, we got something better. What's going on? We've got father and son in this battle. I think it's on the computer's Dynamax, isn't it? Not too much of a problem. There's no point me Dynamaxing with 10 HP. Let's just do the hardest hitting move. Hope I don't get knocked out first. Just got to quickly do something. I mean quickly. See, that was quick. Who's gone missing here? It's boy from Belgium vanished again. Can we get a quick win here? And we will try our Pheromos next time again, I guess. As I said, there's no point me Dynamaxing, because if I get hit, I'm dead. And if I get targeted, that's also good. Let's see, can we finish this off? Is it going for 2 turns? And it went for 2 things, it's not going to hurt too much. What are you streaming today? Good luck, everybody. Let's see if we can get a shiny. Yeah, so if we go back to that Who's That Pokemon game, like, the idea is if you get the thing that I've caught, you get a chance to be the host of the next one. So you can pick a Pokemon. We've got to try and figure out if we can guess it by yes or no answers. So far the clues are, I think it was it in Gen 3, and one was, is it a dual typing? And they were no and yes. Let's see if we got a shiny. Oh, wasn't it GTA you said you were doing? No, Pennywise. Oh, the Just Causes were so far ahead of their time. They were the things that made GTA look small, weren't they, back in the day? Okay, we'll go for Ramosa. I think I only officially played the first one of the Just Causes, but I never really got very far into it. It was too big for me to enjoy. As I've mentioned before, I did do the whole story in GTA 5, but I stopped playing it as soon as the online stuff got released, because I didn't really like the online stuff. Everybody was just annoying. It's one of those, though, if you have like a nice little group of people, you could probably have a great time playing it online. But at the time, I wasn't really playing with anyone online, and like, even Fortnite I hadn't played, but I played 3 or 4 games with one person and then never played with them again because I was not that good. I was better on the PS4 than I am on the Switch, that's a fact. But otherwise, no. Are you joining Boy from Belgium? Or are you taking a break? Okie dokie. Because I think you can get GTA 5 on the Switch, I think. But you'll never beat... the thing is, GTA is a game that I have a lot of history with, because I used to use all of the cheat codes on the very first one. And it was just so much fun. And then they brought out GTA 3, and it blew my little mind how 3D like that was. Right. I guess this will do. What do we want? I keep forgetting what we want. The Porygon will be good on route, because you can Ice Beam or Thunderbolt with Flying type, or the Ghost type. What won't I believe, Kim? Oh, the Charmeleon. Okay, we can swap around a lot here. Yeah, that's why I got bored of Red Dead, especially Red Dead 2. I didn't mind Red Dead 1 that much, but Red Dead 2 I just got so bored on. So we really do want to go left, don't we? Yeah, there's 2 flying on the left, so that'll do. That sounds like the annoying part of being a gamer. The one thing is that if it's on Game Pass, it could get taken off Game Pass, and then you can't play it anymore, right? I think that's how Game Pass works. I might be wrong though. I've never really, like... Yeah, but what I mean is, if they take it off Game Pass, don't you lose it? For good, if that makes sense. You keep your save data, but you don't get the game again, do you? Until you either buy it or it comes back onto Game Pass. I don't really know how Game Pass works, though. I don't know if it was like the PS Plus, where you could download a game for free twice a week, or twice a month or something, 2 games, and you just leave them in your library and play when you want. What the hell was that just hit with? It's very... Did you buy it to download or to keep a copy as such? Because if you bought it to download, it would be a lot worse feeling. But if you bought the physical copy, at least somewhere down the line you could sell it. If you want to. And you'll probably get some of it back. Big chunk of it back. So, there's that. So I don't know. It wasn't too much of a scam back in the day. It got worse later on. Definitely got worse later on. But we'll see. Like, I stopped doing them anyway after a while. Because I didn't really play it enough. I downloaded them all but never played anything. But hopefully you can enjoy it. I'm assuming you've played it before a lot. Or not. But we'll just carry on with these and see what's going on. when it comes to the Fortnite, I don't really enjoy it that much anymore. I used to enjoy just doing the challenges, but after a while, like, they changed the movement and it's become too fast for my liking. Everyone's gone out, so I can finally take it. Oh, at your place. Oh, I'm not going to take this. Fair enough. So at least you know the storyline and where you're going with it. So I'm guessing you're going to focus more on doing the online stuff rather than anything else. Because at least with that you can sort of play with a few other people. Right, I'm going to take... No, because I'm not really going to probably be attacking. I think you two should take the next two. If I'm honest. I'll take it just in case you change your mind. And yeah, I think you two should take the two flying types. Probably... Actually, the ghost is good to keep. So we might keep the ghost. If I was to take this, and then the mine could become the Altaria because of the ice strength on it. That seems sensible, doesn't it? That could work. We'll go for the paralyze again. And that, I don't know, I spoke to someone who said about they just go on there and they just steal everyone's stuff. But I think you can technically set up their own, like, your own server, from what I understood. So that'll be interesting. Right, still can't do much to this thing, and most of you are special, so I can't even coach. So, but I don't know whether you can do your own servers or not. Again, I stopped playing it before we, just as they started to get released. It wasn't really something that was overly interesting to me, because I tried it and it was just chaos. It was just people trying to run each other over and kill each other, and it got boring quickly. There's not even any point in me Dynamaxing here. I don't know. I assume there'd be a Google answer for that, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it'll probably be the same as how you do a Minecraft server with online if you want it, make it private. And then if you find people you want to play the game with, you can invite them in. I imagine it's going to be similar to that. If you can, it might be helpful for the next fight, if I'm honest, because if Boy from Belgium can use an ice move on the Altaria, they'll win in one go. So just so it gets the ice move in. Because I'll probably take this, as we said, because then we'll have two flyers in the final, which is what we need more than anything else. But we'll see. It's not the worst thing, whatever we do. We'll win whatever happens, I think. But I've sort of been trying to build my overlays for the new games that I want to play. So I'm going to have just a basic colour background with the bottom right logo changed slightly, and then depending on the game, so you've got different monsters along the bottom for Dragon Quest, Pokemon and Mario Kart, depending on which one, and then the logo on the top left looks a bit cleaner, I think, anyway. Well, at least the computer survived. Very nice. Welcome to the Xbox Lounge. I don't really have much to do with my coins. I don't know what I could use them for, or what to make them. Like, not many people use them much, to be honest, other than probably Kim. Back to the Adlands. I really want to see if the computer wants this, but they won't take it and then we'll miss it. We probably want Mime's Ice move too much for the next battle, so I'm going to just have to take this, and hopefully the computer will gamble. Hopefully they will. For the final, it's difficult. Oh, it doesn't have a flying move. So I probably won't take it then. Computer wants it. Nice. Thank you, computer, for not being useless. I would imagine still Boy from Belgium take this in the final, if I'm honest, because I'm not weak. You've got an immunity. The computer will be the computer. Yeah. So Boy from Belgium probably take this. Agreed for the team? Or not? I would like a team art. Okay, the one not on the team has agreed to it. That's fine. Dragon, your player 2, can you Dynamax in the next go for us, please? So the Altaria can Dynamax in the final. The one hiding in Egypt is struggling here. Thank you. Instead we can have the max airstream and probably do about half damage to it. If the Cramorant had it, it would have been different, but we just have to deal with what we've got. Okay, fine. What was that? Oh, that was a heat move, right? That was heat wave. But let's see, we're going here. We're working away. But, you know, we're just going to get some of these Dynamax adventures done. You can tell we're sort of getting a little bit burnt out on doing them 6 days a week now. Yeah, it's one of them. Like, I think most shiny hunting methods you can easily burn yourself out on doing too much on. While they are fun to do them, I love the strategy. I think the bit I'm not enjoying as much is the fact we're doing the same beasties. When we were doing the full-blown randoms, I like that chaos. So there's always thinking, always strategizing. It's probably my favourite part of these. But that's just part of the game, right? How is the weather in the Pyramid Land, boy from Belgium? Is it sunny enough for you there, or is it a bit sandy? What is in Egypt that's so rare for you to have to go all the way there for? Just out of interest. Tropius. Is that the only place you can get Tropius? Is that like it's regional exclusive Africa or Egypt? I don't know. Yeah, that Tyranitar using Sandstorm in Pokemon Snap is very fun. Okay, we've still got the Fairy move, so boy from Belgium should still be taking this. And a Fire move. Still better than the Mr. Mime in this final battle. Are you there still? He seems to have vanished again. He must have fallen into... Okay, I thought you were taking this boy from Belgium. That was the whole point of the Dynamaxing the way. Yeah, I thought you were taking this Altaria. You have Psychic, but you're made of plastic. Won't you just shatter from like one move? Otherwise I would have taken it if you had said something. They're Psychic typers, but the Psychic move will still be okay against the Fighting type. But what I mean is, if you don't want to take it, can you let me know, and I would have taken it. But you didn't say a single thing through that battle that you weren't taking it when we suggested that you could take it. Because that means we sort of saved up. Like, I haven't got anything strong against this. And the computer we don't trust with anything. That's more. So if you don't want something, can you tell me during the battle that you don't want it? Or you won't need to swap. Please. Considering I think we've spent the last two battles saying that you'll probably take the Altaria. I don't need to know where Tropius locations are. I just thought you went there because it was a special African location. I'm not going to do it myself, to be honest. I'm not going to do any of the spoofing on my go. It was hard enough just trying to get the TCG Pocket to work for a week before it got released. But we'll try Blacephalon after this, I think, because I don't think Ironically is back. And I still think it's so outdated that they're world location exclusives this late into the system's runtime. Considering what Gen 3 got released 5 years ago, probably. Because the thing is, if one of us had had the Altaria, we would have actually been spamming Dazzling Gleam by now, instead of dealing with the stupidity of using Cotton Card. Yeah, I know there's a lot of terrible ones in Gen 3. I meant Pokemon Go was about 5 or 6 years ago, wasn't it? Not the actual Gen 3. But it feels like that. I can't remember too much because Gen 1 was ages, and then Gen 2 sort of trickled out slowly. But we got the win, so good luck on the shinies. Yeah, but it's terrible that they expect you to be able to get to all of these different locations if you want to complete a mobile game that is free, and they don't even offer trading in it. That's the biggest flaw of that game. I'm still waiting to get my shiny Mew, but I can't do it because I can't get the platinum decks for Kanto. I know some of it is my fault. Do we have a shiny here? That is the question. Nope. I want this one shiny, to be honest. I'm not too worried about that. And no dress. Let's see. You happy to run Blacephalon this time? The three I've got, we can't do one of them with Boy from Belgium, unless he's on his other account. But I doubt he'll want to get a second shiny stack attacker. Somebody has to get this clown. This is one of the few Pokemon that I have not seen a single member of the community get shiny this month. I've seen so many different legendaries between all the different players, like mostly ironically, and what was it? Boy from Belgium. I've got so many of the Ultra Beasts. But the rest, it's just been a bit awkward and not. It's one that I don't think we've seen. Like, as we said, when ironically gets back, I think he's happy to do some DAs with random routes. But we just have to wait. Yes, okay. Yeah, these two are two of the easiest ones to do on your own, aren't they, to be honest? Tornadus isn't too bad either. Right, nothing's really good here, is it? I'm doing this for fairy. Oh, there is a fairy. There's a fire type as well on fairy. My plan is that we find a fairy type. Well, that wheezing might be good. I know I've just got it shiny, but we're not great attacking it. There's the Noctowl or the Butterfree. Haunter will probably be easier to beat, so I'd imagine we'll go Haunter. But that is fair. We probably want the Noctowl, don't we? Oh no, we're on the other type. We're on Blacephalon, aren't we? I went for Pheromosa. Yeah. We have to go the other way around for this one. Another live event for Fortnite. Okay. There's so much that goes on in that game. It's crazy. Not gonna lie. It's so hard to keep on top of it all. You take a day off and you're so far behind. Right. No point me doing anything. I'm useless here. I might have messed this up thinking we were doing Pheromosa, not Blacephalon. And the one thing that could probably hit it super effectively has gone to sleep. Interesting. I don't know, I've got nothing for this. Yeah, that's where it's a bit crazy with the Fortnite stuff. Just the amount that there is. I remember it used to be more like once every couple of months, but I went through the item store while waiting to do some customs yesterday, and it's just so much crap in there now. Like, it's so like it's one of those really interesting discussions about video games where, okay, Fortnite is technically a free game. There is nothing that makes you better by paying to play it. It is free 100%. But people will spend loads on emotes, skins, music and stuff, and suddenly you're paying more on Fortnite than you would on a brand new actual game. It's just crazy to me, the amount of money people will pay on it. Yeah, so which one? I would imagine this is not the worst thing to take, but I don't really want to catch it. I did. I used to just earn the battle pass V-Bucks, and if I wanted to spend, I would spend. But they started to make you had. I think you have to pay for it now, or I ran out of money on my saved up one. So I used to just buy the battle pass with the money, the V-Bucks I'd earn. I don't really want to take this, to be honest. But for the most part, it was just a bit of, you take a bit here, take a bit there. I've got the skin I love, so I'm quite happy. At least we got 2 warders. So I guess grass, just because it's easier to beat. Okay. Well, welcome back, ironically. I've made a big mistake on this run. I decided I forgot we were facing Blacephalon, not Pheromosa. So I picked the route with a flying type with all my grass types. So it's no help at all with whatever we want to do. But if you're happy to do that random plan, we can after this. We have our nice team. And there's plenty of time still to shiny hunt. At least I'm not doing the staring and everything in Violet and Scarlet. That drives me loopy. That I absolutely hate. It is my least favourite part of the games. But this is a perfect run for a Pheromosa, I will say, because this thing is good. And we have a fairy type. What's this? This raises our special attacks, and 2 of you are special attackers, so why not? Are you, as I say, are you happy to join the randoms after this? And they're shiny locked. When you pick them, you'll have to breed them if you want them shiny. Nice. So we can do some random ones. I think the main reason they decided to shiny lock them from the start is I think they get sick of people just resetting the game. Well, technically you could pick it, and I'm pretty sure you can do sandwiches before you start facing any of the gyms. And if you can do the sandwiches, you can make the egg one. If you're the egg power, that can help. It's something you can look into. I know there's one that's very good, but I think you need to have earned badges to get the official recipes. He would have Wooloo, but he's not in Scarlet and Violet. It's Lechonk that he would need to hunt. Yeah, there's a basic sandwich that I use, I think. Yep, Lechonk. or go for the Tarantula because it's a nicer shiny. It kind of depends how much of, if you want to do a shiny run, how much of it you're locking yourself out of stepping forward, if that makes sense. Like, are you saying you'll make a team of 6 before the first gym, or do you want the shiny before you move to the next area and stuff like that? That's the other question you've got to ask yourself. As I say, that's probably your best bet, is to look at, think how you want to do it, because you can have access to most of the whole map, but you can't catch stuff a bit higher up. So before the first gym, without like giving anything away, just locational wise, if you're going to keep level caps as well, you should have, if you reset breed for your starter, you have your starter, the Poké Pass, South Area 1, South Area 2, Pokemon League. I think the South Area 3 you can get to. So you've got 6 there, you could go for all 6. But the South Area 1 is a little bit more locked, I want to say. They tend to have more fixed spawns. But again, I'm not really saying too much about what you have to do. But if you want to save time, just go to the village, go to the first town. Definitely. Right. Anybody going to take this? I think I'll be helpful against the water type. And I'll take the water type, to be honest. That's pretty much my plan, to take the water type. I think you two have ghost moves. Well, one of you is a ghost. I want to really take the one in the middle, if I'm honest. But what is the one on the left? I know, I want this one. It hits harder with Scold, I believe. It's not great for all of us, but we should be able to get through it. What part of the Dexes are you still trying to complete, ironically? Because I thought you would have had the shiny charm. I thought you would definitely have had the shiny charm. We'll just use this. I would love to beat this in one go, but we can't. Or are you trying to get the shiny Keldeo? Which I can understand being a nightmare, to be honest. I can see just how frustrating that will be. I need, on my new save that I've got saved up, I need Miltank to complete the decks, because I moved everything in from home, like from my living decks one at a time, and didn't even realise that I missed the Miltank. I don't think the items are that interesting anyway. There's not much point me doing it. Neither of you are overly great Dynamaxing. We're honest. Because when they first did the Scarlet and Violet one, I went and did that, and I thought, well, I expect they'll do the other games, so I actually went out my way to do the Scarlet and Violet one. They'll do the Sword and Shield first, and then they released the other games first. Your second account for the decks, as in, oh, for your second shiny Keldeo. For your second home account. As such. I get that. But I knew the Zygarde was fine, like, you don't need to play through the full game for that. But for the Keldeo you do. Well, actually, probably, I don't know how it works with the Keldeo. If you start the game and move Pokemon that have officially been caught in Scarlet and Violet, now in Sword and Shield, into that save and then into the new home account, does it work or not? Or do you have to catch everything fresh / breed everything fresh? I don't know. And you've only got one. No, you have 2 switches, haven't you? I think you said. So you could trade them across. Yeah, okay. I missed those. So the plan would be for me to take this, I think. Because you've both got ghost moves. So if you do the second Keldeo, you do need to set up a brand new home account and then a brand new Switch profile, don't you, that are connected. And then you would have to trade the Keldeo between games. Not, I'm assuming that you can't attach a profile to 2 separate home accounts, but I might be wrong with that. I'm not sure. Yeah. So you can't even like transfer the Pokemon you've caught already. That's the annoying thing. That will be the frustrating thing for you, having to set up having to actually do the full catches. I know you could, if you could trade with yourself, you could breed everything quickly, but because that's what I did. I just set up a brand new save and just did as much as I could, and then I started breeding them. And even like when I did the BDSP, when I got to the horrible ones, so the things that are friendship evos, I didn't know whether you could trade with in-game. That's what I was trying to ask. So like your home account that has everything set up, can you link another profile to it? Because technically it will read that profile. So you would be able to trade into it, but that would be it really. That makes sense. Or is that not how it works? I might have been wrong, but I'm just trying to figure out how it works completely, because my home account has like all the profiles attached to it. That's all attached to one like account. Yeah, I get that, but if you've got but I don't get how you're going to put them from. So you have to disconnect your first home account from the Switch after you've transferred everything, and then log in with the new one. Is that what you're saying? No worries, Dragon. Good luck with this. Are you going to make the next Dynamax adventure, just out of interest? Or is that it for a while for you? Let's see. I'm not completely sure what is going on. Ironically, if you're ready, we might be doing these random ones. Okay. Ironically, what ones do you have saved up? And poor boy from Belgium. No shiny. Because we can't go for the full random ones. What would you like to go for, boy from Belgium, off the lists that between us we all have? Because we might as well go for something that we all need rather than one that only two of us need if we're going to play free player. What else do we have here? Like, I'm quite happy to try all of the Ironicallys, but I don't know if you've got the Yveltal, so that's taken off the list. No Solgaleo or Mewtwo if you want, or one of yours. So what if we try Solgaleo? Or do you just want to try free player random and see if we get very lucky with a Zygarde path? But then it is a bit pointless if we do it free players. Because even if we find the dream path, there's only 3 people that can get it. It's kind of up to you, really. I'm happy either way. I'm quite happy to do random free players if we want. Or because Solgaleo is a pain, but it is doable if we get a good team. And so we could do that. As we say, we never want to just do flat out Zygarde. It's a waste of time. Me and ironically have Guzzlord. I have Owlself. Yeah, so we'll do Solgaleo. So I'll wait for ironically to put in. And if Dragon makes it back between, we'll then do one of the Zygarde ones. That seems fair, doesn't it? We'll get somebody this Red Lion. This is another one I have not seen anybody that I know get it shiny. I've seen a couple of Lunalas, but not a Solgaleo. So we basically want Fire, Ground, Ghost and Dark. Is that about it? Is that our dream scenario? He probably will, but it's about time one of us got a shiny legendary. I haven't seen one in so long. But I've just got loads of really random ones. I keep getting the new ones for this area, so I've had the Poltergeist and the Galarian Weezing. Not fire. Or is fire not worth it? Oh yes, you got the Latios. I thought fire was strong against steel, yeah. So there are for it 4 primaries that we want to go for. But remember, there's no point doing... Unless we get a Galarian Weezing, there's no point looking for any stat debuffs, is there? That's a waste of time in this. If we can raise ours, so if we had something with coaching, that would be kind of nice. So I'm guessing Pangoro would be nice to have on the team. We can coach physical attackers. But otherwise we're just going to be winging it pretty much. I guess Golurk will be one of the Dream ones. Or the Cantonian one. But it will be weak to the Psychic move, so it's not great to take in. But it does have a fire move. Because I did a double... I was playing Articuno with someone yesterday, and we went into the Articuno with a double Weezing, which was quite nice. But Golurk will probably be the best because of, like, Scorching Sands could burn it. A little bit of Chippy. But otherwise, we're pretty good. I believe it's just the 3 of us for this run, so you can start if you want. What moves does it have? Oh look, Golurk. Just when I said we need that, it'll be perfect. I'm tempted to take this, to be honest, just for a ground type. What moves does Solgaleo have? My theory is I will be able to help catch a better Pokemon en route. If I'm honest with this Blossom. What do we get? War Turtle. That Krokorok, isn't it? Or was that Rhydon? Or Nidoking? That's not great, is it? There's a Sharpedo, which will be quite good. And Pangoro, which I just said was a great pick. I'm guessing we want the Pangoro. Did we figure out what the ground type one was? Just out of interest. Rhydon. Okay, it was Rhydon. So, is it worth Boy from Belgium taking this? And then we would have two very strong things against the Rhydon, and then I would probably have to stick out. I would have to become Pangoro, wouldn't I? Because I've got the fairy move for it. And that would be my thinking. I guess. But I think Boy from Belgium's gone again. He must be lost in the pyramids. Yeah, I think you should take this and then take the Rhydon, Boy from Belgium. Because then we'll have water and grass that is very strong against the Rhydon. I have Moonblast, so should be able to help against the Pangoro a bit more. I would like... Is that a good idea? Or not? Or, ironically, do you think that's a good idea? Because it's quite difficult to plan if I'm not getting an answer. That's all. Oh, you're back. You ran away. Oh, you should take this. And then take the Rhydon. What, right to the end? Or are you going to take the Rhydon for this? We are going to Rhydon next, yes. I was thinking the water move and the grass move. We could also do the pledge thing or something if it's fun. But no, we don't want to do that because I want the Dynamax to beat the Rhydon quicker. And then I'll take the Pangoro and just coach in the final, or coach in the final for a couple of rounds. Get our physical up and down for everyone. And then we should be okay. Like, I think that'll be the best all-round option. And you'll be able to do something to the Rhydon. I know the Pangoro, you're a bit weak to the Pangoro, but it's all we can really do. I think. I might not even Dynamax here, to be honest. Giga Drain's probably better for me than Max Overgrowth. And we can sort of move the Dynamax around a bit more. Because as we say, it's not much point. We should beat this in relative ease with the moves we have at our disposal. So We'll be fine. Get a cheeky burn, yes, so it can't really hurt us. Giga Drain, oof. Pseudo Wudo, can you do something good? Or are you just going to be a problem? Who's he going for? Who's he going for? For you, of course. But the burn helps. We need to find you some berries, I think. Body press. Oh. No, the burn kills it. Okay. That was a quick round. Or do we want to see whether the compute... No. The War Turtle's not much help, is it, in the final? I don't think. Or maybe, does it have Dig? If it has Dig, shall we see if the Pseudo Wudo wants it? So if the Pseudo Wudo wants it, it's probably better. But then I'm pretty useless in the final myself. At the moment, with the movesets I have. I got Helping Hand, so it's not the worst, so... We could see whether the computer wants it, I guess. Because if you do have Dig and I start... If I coach... I'll just coach with Pangoro. It's not going to be too much of a problem, is it? And we do get berries afterwards. Or do we... No. Do we want Politoad? No. So we're too weak against Politoad. We're pretty weak to this, but... Does coaching also boost my stats? I forget. Is it just the rest of my team? That's the final thing I'm not completely sure about. Ooh. Oh yeah, Kim, I found a way to block the cheap use thing that keeps popping up. That annoys me a lot. It's very nice. If you do get it and it does continue to annoy you, I'll let you know what to do. That goes for you, boy from Belgium, if you have it, but you've got your follower only thing on, so it doesn't usually affect you, does it? I'm not the shield. I try not to block anyone from messaging, but you know you sometimes get that cheap views here message. Basically, if you copy the website they're trying to send you to and put it in your mod words, like banned words, you'll have to deny or approve it if it does come through. Basically, that's pretty much what I've done. So every time it tries to put one in, it's always the same website, so it comes up and I can just approve or deny it without anyone who's in stream seeing it. It is very nice, to say the least. Ironically, are you going to go Scorching Sands first turn to try and get the burn? And then are you going to go for Shadow Punch? It should all be in like the dashboard sort of area for you to do all the modding stuff. You should have access to it now without any problems. Yeah, so if you do Scorching Sands and then you're going to just do Shadow Punch pretty much the whole way through. That's what I'm thinking. Welcome back, Dragon. We're doing Solgaleo this time, and then if you're back for DAs, we'll jump in and start our Zygarde hunt if you want. If you are going on to your Scarlet and Violet, that's not a problem. But whichever you prefer. We'll probably be on for about another hour, so it would be 3, maybe 4 DAs at randoms. See if we can find a nice little Zygarde path. Because if, as I say, I'm going to be coaching for the first couple of rounds here. And until it gets... I would imagine you'll probably leave Dynamaxing to me. Or maybe... No, actually, you'll probably want to Dynamax Golurk, won't you? Okay. Well, we're just about to face the final, so that's fine. We will start that Zygarde hunt. Yeah, so I think, ironically, should Dynamax here and go for the ghost move while I coach everyone's physical right up. That seems to make the most sense. This is one of the shinies I would like to get this month, but I've done very few Solgaleos. I think I've only targeted it once. I think the rest I actually found myself. Right, coaching. Let's make you hit harder. And then, actually it doesn't matter if you can't use the ghost move, can you? Because you can't lower its defense, so it doesn't matter. We just have to raise our attacks. That's right, I forget that. Well, everybody but me gets the boost, which is nice. We help the team. Get a burn, get a burn. Yay, we got a burn. Ooh, that's hitting hard. And of course the computer decides to increase its defense even more. Okay, I'm going to do another coaching. So if you want to Dynamax into a physical attack, you can. We would get anything with these runs. Basically, as long as one person has unlocked the Ultra Beast, which I believe the save that Boy from Belgium is using has, we can get Ultra Beasts. It could be, otherwise the exclusions don't matter because between us we're playing Sword and Shield. So that's kind of what happens with it. And that's how most of us have got the Ultra Beasts saved up. Like, I imagine you're the same. If you hadn't unlocked the Ultra Beasts, you wouldn't have been able to hunt them unless you joined others. So that's how most people are doing if they're shiny hunting. The only reason most of us haven't is because we were hunting for the Reggies to shiny hunt. And by shiny hunting them, you can't complete the game to unlock the Ultra Beast technically until you've caught all 3 Galarian birds, finished the Calyrax and the Reggie story. The Swords of Justice don't matter, they're not affected by that, but they're also here to do, and they're also horrible to do. The only way it would ever be exactly Cresselia is if Boy from Belgium picked Cresselia. Right. That's the only way it would happen. So it was bad luck that we had the Cresselia yesterday. We had a 1 in 47 chance of getting it. We've had it the other way round where we've taken, like, ironically come along on these random ones and found something he's already got. Boy from Belgium's the same. It's just, that's why eventually once you've got a couple you start doing the targeted hunts. And it gets a little bit frustrating, like doing the same thing, because you generally need to take the same Pokemon, so it gets a little bit boring. Because you always, like for example, the amount of times I've had Golurk in the last month is doing my head in, because I've been doing a lot of DAs with Robin, and we need a ground type for it, and Golurk's one of the best. And there's a few others that I've seen a lot, and I'm just tired of seeing. So if you do randoms, you get a right mixture. But good luck to everyone. Let's see, do we have something shiny? Not the Squirtle, not like a brownie coloured rhino, not the big Kung Fu Panda, and not the shiny cat. Ooh, there's a shiny. What's he got? What's he got? I bet it'll be the War Turtle. Right on. Way. When it comes to the Pokemon en route, there's nothing exclusive to anything. To any sort of legendaries, it's completely random as far as I'm aware. There's nothing you can do to set it up to have certain things. Okay, so we'll let Boy from Belgium set this up. But the question is, are you going to enter Rhydon into that Who's That Pokemon game?
And it's gone.
I will wait for Boy from Belgium to say it is up, and when it is, we will get ready. Now remember, the starting one's ideal for a Zygarde plan. Otherwise, we have to pick what is best. So with that Who's That Pokemon game is, if like the answer was, say I had picked Rhydon and you submit the Rhydon and ask a question, you would automatically win. But if you want to ask, you have to think of the question that is related to Rhydon. That's the fun bit. But you can only personally ask one question a day. Well, I guess Ice Fang, a Marstomp. We're going to get a full ice team. Not quite, but that could be fun. I don't know. Doesn't make too much difference. It has to be a yes or no answer. Dragon, there's a chance. There is a chance. What have we got here? We have a fairy, but it's not a very good fairy. Barbaracle does have an ice move, and Golduck has Screech. So I would say go right, because we've got all the ice. Okay, one bug. That's what I thought. That's why I went right. I think if we had got the Screech, we might have had a good path here. What's the plan this side then? Just out of interest. Or were you looking at higher up? I also just thought the other thing was easier to beat the Charmeleon than this. I do have Psychic Fang, so I guess we'll do that. I didn't see. Are you just planning on going for the fairy type? Yeah. I didn't look too heavily. I saw the Clefairy. I knew it's not great. There is the slow Bro at the end, but I think this is the one that has the Ice Punch, isn't it? Barbaracle, but that's Blizzard. But that's 4 ice types, or 4 ice moves. Oh. Basically that's the plan, is it? 4 ice. And it's Jiggly, okay. No worries, Kim. Could it be, and we're all physical, aren't we, like the ones we've got here? So there's not even a point of taking Jigglypuff if it has Fake Tiss. I'm going to be honest, I think this has potential for a Zygarde run, with the only difference going for the Screech early. Going for Screech instead of the other way, because the water one will be very easy to beat. No, the fire one will be very easy to beat. Then the Screecher isn't too difficult to deal with. We could try the gamble. At the moment it would be Dragon going for the gamble. We'll see how well we do with the run. Like, if they struggle against a general Dragon, because remember they are all pretty weak. That's the only thing. But we'll probably stick with what we've got here, I guess. Doesn't make too much difference. And you said you wanted to gamble, like, are you sure that's the best option? Actually, that's a wheezing, so we could have neutralizing gas with the poison type. That could work out quite funky if it takes away the power constraint, if that's how it works. Could that be an option? Taking the Weezing, does that take away its ability? Does that actually work? No, it doesn't take away its ability. Okay. What do you think, ironically? Do you think this is a potential Zygarde run path? I don't really want to put the rain up. Fair enough. Well, we don't need to worry about that option. If it was the Galarian one, we could have looked at it for the fairy move, but... And the plan here is Dragon to take this, correct? Just for that move. And we got a freeze. This thing's sabotaging us. Yeah, but if it did go for Max Quake on the Weezing, the ice moves could all hit. Are you the frozen one? Yeah, so we'll try a different one, probably. The only way I think we could have pulled it off is if we had the Screecher to help the physical moves, may have helped. But we would probably need to survive a hit on the squad. What we should have double checked is what was at the top on the right. Because on paper we would have the 3 of the team for the fire type, which we would have walked through. We could have even changed the 4th Pokemon as well to deal with fire. Against the Golduck, we would need something. We would whittle it down, but if we could get a grass one at the very start, we might have been able to get through it a little bit, or an electric type. We could have. And then we would have swapped it straight out. And then we would have had our full team after 2 rounds, and we just want something really easy in the final round. But I haven't really looked at the right to see what was there. So if there's like a ground or a rock type, with 4 water types we should be fine. But this could just be something rubbish dragon wise. It could be the Lati. Do you need the other Lati, ironically, or have you got both now? Fair enough. So we got to think of what dragon do you need? Ooh. It's a little bit annoying that Boy from Belgium is frozen, but it happens. Might be able to defrost before that. Do we just want to do the poison because it's easier to beat? I think I've got Psychic Fangs, got a ground move, and we get berries. This seems like the sensible one. And even if we did the other route, if we did keep it and do the right hand side, we could have got an item going into this one. There is that too. I don't know. Part of me would like to try it again as a side card run, but I understand why we won't. Oh no. Zekrom is scary with this team. Very scary. Palkia, Lugia. There's a lot of dragons. If you could like defrost, please, like Boy from Belgium, it would be very helpful. We can't have you just freezing on the field, like. Is it not? I thought it was a dragon psychic. I always get confused between the three. The Latis and Lugia, I think they all the same. Right. I will... No. For the final, I think it's best that Dragon Dynamaxes. If I'm honest. Because he has the worst ice move. If I'm thinking here. Because he has Blizzard, so it hits the worst, doesn't it? The rest of us have more accurate moves, so he can get the ice up. Well, at least you might be defrosted now. Oh no, you did survive. But we get berries, remember. That's a good thing. It's because it comes from the water that it just automatically thinks... It's easy to mix up what the types are because of where they're from. I find. Like, the only reason that the Latis have levitate is because they're not flying, isn't it? Let's be honest. Do you think that they could have ever changed a legendary typing like they did with some of the Gen 1 Pokemons when they introduced Fairy? Like, do you think they could have ever made the Lake Spirits Fairy type on top of their normal types? Or not? That's good, because at least you'll be defrosted in the final. So you won't be just being carried through this DA. So in the final, it doesn't really matter what we're facing, just Dynamax at the beginning dragon and go straight for hell. There's nothing much else we can do, I don't think. Even if it's Dialga, we're in a problem. I think only one of us has a ground move. So, and we just spam the ice. Hello, welcome in. How are you doing? We are trying to beat randoms today, so I don't know what is going on. They could have made more legendaries against the typing. Yes. Like, in a weird way, Dialga is neutral to it. I am good, thank you. I stay in the shade as well, so don't worry. We prefer the darkness than the light. The sun is not our friend. I'm pretty sure you're player 4, so it should be your turn. Or whoever's the barbarical, it should be your turn. That's the thing. If I get this Wheezing shiny, 2 Wheezings in 2 days, that'll be nice. Because I still have not evolved my coffins yet. But, yeah, we don't need this. Yeah, it should be your turn to Dynamax. And we get Berry, so your health is not a problem. Okay. Maybe they could have had, like, their Lake Guardians, they could have had water typing added to them as an option, or maybe to 1. The Roma could have had another, like, maybe potentially sort of like a dark ability, or maybe flying, or something like that. Oh no, somebody's not very happy. Isn't this the one you actually got yesterday? Well, at least it's not going to be overly difficult to beat. Oh yes, I forget the time difference. You're late night as such now, or early evening for you. I always forget that you're in Hong Kong time. But isn't Victini fire psychic? No? Or is it fighting something? I get very confused with the typings. Num num num. So it could have added that, because they didn't change. The first time they officially changed typing would have actually been Gen 2, wouldn't it? So they could have easily done that to Mewtwo on paper. Because like nothing in Gen 1 ever got the natural dark typing without a regional variant. I believe. Was Victini ever obtainable in Sword and Shield directly? That's the problem. Fairy typing is, it's not as OP as people think. It's just that a lot of legendaries they decided dragon is a legendary, and that's it. Outside of dragons, it's not as special, I don't think. Fairy type. But then I do think a couple of the types do cross over a bit too much. Like I said before, I mix up ground and rock a lot because they have mostly the same weaknesses. But I don't know. Did this not change its type as well, which is nice. But we're doing well. We'll do another random after this. See if, well, first of all, we'll see if the 3 of us get a shiny. I know rock is weak to ground, but most of the other weaknesses they have is water and grass, and I always think, because it was Geodude and Onyx pretty much, because I ended up playing red, not blue, so I never really dealt with Sandshrews. Most of them I just assumed that rock and ground was the same type. So it is now water type. Okay. We didn't really have anything good for a water type. So I'm guessing we're just going to hit hard and hope for the best. I know they're both rock ground, but when Pokemon first came out, it wasn't as easy to deal with all of the different typings. Like, it wasn't never like a big thing because the game was so broken, the Gen 1 games. You had a water or a grass type, you beat Onyx, Geodude, Diglett, Sandshrew with them. You didn't ever think outside, because there isn't a pure rock type in Gen 1, I don't think. They were always rock ground. So then when you play them, you're always thinking, oh, that'll be good, that'll be good. Don't need to think about that. That's what I mean more. So that's why I always just assumed that rock and ground was the same, because Gen 1, they were the same. Pretty much. Like, and there was no good rock moves in Gen 1 either. It was always just no accuracy. Yes, missing no came in handy. But then we don't need to worry about that now we have experience all, because that makes the game easier for us all. We can enjoy it a lot more for casual playing, I think. If you want to play like more die-hard runs, the grinding is still there, but I'm too lazy for that. I'm honest. I am very lazy when it comes to training in these games. Like, I know the battles were quicker in the older games, but that's just part of it, really, isn't it? This is the one that's like a darker greeny colour, right, when it's shiny. This is the one I got last month as well, on my other save. Or was it the other one I got? So this was the yellow one. Okay, I got the other one then. I can never remember which is which. They both look the same to me. We'll just have to keep smashing psychic. Yeah, it was the legendary I got when I was doing my challenge. Just I got a bit bored and thought I would just give it a go and try and get some dark types against a psychic. So I went Latios, and I got a shiny in one go. It was nice, but it wasn't what I was after. I was after the dark types en route. I just got a bit tired of doing random encounters. They were annoying me a lot. But GG and good luck on the shinies you want from this run. So that is now officially 747. It's not something that gets used very often, is it? Boo. Well, you did get one last time, so I guess it's not fair that you get back to back. Can we get the shiny here? Let's see. I'm pretty sure that's not shiny. Nope. I already had you. Oh. And you're not shiny. Okay, never mind. We can do another one of these if everybody's still up for it. I don't really want to save that. Let's see. Everybody still happy to do another one of these? Nah. We'll look for another one. It was pretty difficult just in that battle, even though it changed its type late. I don't think it's worth. We would be too frail. That's the problem. We don't want to be too frail in these battles. We might as well find something more. Like, the idea of having the dream path is that you don't even need to think about what you're doing. And at the end of the day, we would need to double think a few of those steps out, so it's not really worth it. Okay, we are up with our random. Let's see if anybody has answered any more questions or asked any more questions. No, not bothering. DAs, is that your picture of? What have you got? Your Latios and your Rhydon. Nice. What's the question going to be? Okay. Oh, you put the ride on in the chat, but you didn't ask the question to go with it. And why is this saying this twice? Oh, there we are. Does it have a quad weakness? Do I have to do research now? Oh, it's there, it's fine. It's alright, it's there. I've seen the question now. I just have to Google this. We like this for now, don't we? Oh, why are you trying to autofill? I'm pretty sure it's a no, if I'm honest. No, it does not have a quad weakness. I'll put it in there so everyone knows the answer. What have we got? Another dragon. Back to back. Are we going back to back? There is that Excel gore there. But it's not a very good one. I think we just have to go for this because it's an Excel gore. Let's close that a minute. The answer to your question is no. It does not have a quad weakness. I just had to double check because I know it has weaknesses, but I couldn't remember. I don't think any crossover. That's probably the plan. We might have to think for the second one now, just to be sure. I'm not in a good position here, am I? I'm in danger. But there, I have to really save stuff. What are you going for with your Porygon? What are you going for with your Porygon? You're not even Dynamax, I'm okay. It doesn't matter. Now, if you were going to Dynamax, I could have used Weather Ball. That was all. Because I know you've got good coverage. But I'm just going to use this for now. Who is going to take this for the dragon then? I do have Weather Ball. I do have a Grass move. I feel like this one could probably stick. So I think it's either dragon or, ironically, which one do you think would be best to take it? Or just whoever's weakest? Okay, so dragon, you're Clang, aren't you? So you'll take this and you'll be probably on acid spray duties. Is it... No, what do you mean, is it Gen 5? You have to submit a shiny as well to ask the questions. You can't just ask a question. Have you submitted a shiny? And it has to be a Gen 5. So basically the question has to be about the Pokemon you need to submit the shiny about. So like Rhydon does have a quad weakness. That's kind of the idea of the game. So you see like somebody submitting an Oddish, so that's a dual type. That was the question. And the first question was, is it Gen 3 for an Altaria? That's the idea of the game. Again, you will have a chance to, if you are the one that guesses it right, you will have a chance to be the person that gets asked the questions. The the idea, like, as I say, if this Excel Gore is shiny, you can submit the Excel Gore and ask that question. It's just a way that some of your shinies get used in other parts of the games. You do have to catch a shiny to no. I've been a bit more lenient with this side of it. So, okay, the answer is not Rhydon. So I'm just going to put that out there. We all know it's not Rhydon. I don't know what you want. I imagine a dragon might not be bad. So if the answer had been Rhydon and you had submitted Rhydon, I would have to say you won. But if you think it was Rhydon and you submitted Rhydon, you could continue to play and ask questions. But if to stop it being any Pokemon that are locked out of games, because just say for example you only have Sword and Shield, it's not fair if I've picked a Pokemon not in Sword and Shield, but you'll have 2 lives, so you could submit a shiny and go, is it Rhydon? And if it's a no, you'll lose 1 life, and then you could do it again with the next Pokemon, so you'd lose both lives and you cannot continue playing. That's the only way I could think to make it a bit friendlier to people that don't have access to every game. That was my thinking. I think that's the fairest way to do it. But if you just randomly caught it and you got, without even asking the question, is it this, you will automatically get the win. Because it is a random answer. You could catch any random shiny and ask a question, and it's not fair if you've asked that question about Rhydon, and if I had said yes was the answer, you don't need to go and get another Rhydon to submit it. It would be, the answer is Rhydon, well done, you've won. But then, if you are the winner, I will offer you the chance to be the person to pick a Pokemon. If you don't want to host, I will just either host myself or the person before will do another one. I'm not going to force anyone to be the host of the questions. I'm not going to be strict with timing because, again, so you don't need to submit what you think the answer is if it's not in a game you have access to. The 2 lives thing is only if you want to submit a full Pokemon guess. So you have not lost any lives because of what you've asked a question. If you had gone in there and says, is it Rhydon, you'll lose a life. And this is just my way of stopping people just asking, is it that Pokemon at the beginning? But just say you've figured it out, you've done all the clues, you think you've got the perfect answer. I imagine you're probably taking this ironically. Yeah, so if you've figured out the answer, but you don't have access to that Pokemon, the idea is that you could then submit a shiny and say, is it that Pokemon, for example. I'm trying to make it as friendly as possible. That makes sense. Because if I have picked something that's only in 1 game, it's not really fair on you if you don't have that game. You can't submit the answer. The idea is you would try to catch it if you can. I'm not going to be like, oh, I know you've got Scarlet and Violet, go and get it. Because it could be an exclusive to 1 game. And then that's not fair. If you have only Violet and it's a Scarlet Pokemon, again, it's not fair to block you out of the game. The idea would be that you try to get something maybe like the same type. So if you think it was Rhydon again, you go and catch a rock or a ground type and then guess the answer. But I don't want it to be like the strict rules where if you get it wrong. I also made it clear that it cannot be a legend or a mythical. It's not acceptable as an answer. If you are hosting, that is not going to be acceptable. It will never be a legendary or a mythical. Simple as that. Purely because this is your only real way to shiny hunt. I just want it to be casual shiny hunting. Because like one of the things I find with shiny hunting is I would like to share my shinies, but a lot of it is that's just a normal Pokemon, if you get what I mean sometimes. But if we did this to open up what is potentially a little bit of a game, nothing to be taken seriously, you can share your shiny, go, that's a really nice shiny, and then you can ask a question, play a little bit of a game. Like same with the chain one. Like, I'm not telling people to go out of the way. It's pretty universal for any shiny. I just don't want it to be overly locked too early. The problem is if you're hosting and you have picked Zygarde, I then have to just say it's only me and Boyfriend, or say the three of us or the other three people playing along. We have to then just constantly go for this if we all think it's Zygarde, and it's not really fun. That takes a lot of the fun of what the idea is out of it. So that's why I don't want to knock anybody out of the starting selection. I really want it to be more friendly. Am I leaving this behind? And are you taking this for the Flygon? Or should I swap? Because I do have Weather Ball. Okay, that's fine. This also has Acid Spray, so we could double Acid Spray round 1 and leave Dynamaxing to Boy from Belgium, hopefully. That's why I've sort of also said that if you pick a typing and that could be your guess, that's how you could enter that answer. So if it was Dynamo and you don't want to get another Dynamo, you could submit an electric type and go, is it Dynamo? And that's why you have the 2 lives, because you would have got it narrowed down to Dynamo as your potential answer. We could actually do this, I think. Double Acid Spray, Boy from Belgium Dynamax into, well, it's my Dynamax, we're miles away. I'm not going to Dynamax, but double Acid Spray. Boy from Belgium will go for his Ice move, and then the Excelgor Acid Spray again, and then the Octillery go for Scald. We should survive 1, right? Yeah. That's fine. No, double Acid Spray. We got the burn at least. We may have got that in 1, but the burn is probably going to help a little bit, right? Go for the double Acid Spray 1 between you both again if we survive this. I think we can do it. Yeah, let's go for it. Both of you go for it, and I think we should be able to be alright. I think. Because it's burnt, right? So it shouldn't reset the stats before Boy from Belgium hits. Lands Wrath, we going to survive this? Yes, just. Oh no, Boy from Belgium's down. But we're still standing. I am open to hear different ideas about it. It's just, if for example you did end up picking Zygarde and somebody wanted to claim it, they would have to get a Dragon Dark, which is fine, they can, but you would have to accept that they would be able to submit a Dragon or Ground type as their guess for Zygarde. It's the same as if somebody had picked an Elemental. Use a special attack, not Acid Spray if you can, if you haven't clicked. You should be fastest. Oh. Okay, doesn't matter. Dragon Pulse onto me, that's 3 HP, eh? And then I'm dead. And I think, no, you two did survive, I think. It's close. And use your highest attacking move, that's special with Excelgor this turn. You're fastest on the field. Just go for it. If you don't kill, you don't kill, but Acid Spray is not worth it now, because you're the best chance of us winning. Speed boost. Go on, we'll give health for a speed boost. Bug buzz. GG everyone. Electrical for you. I probably wouldn't save that one. I don't think it's quite good enough. We seem to have sabotaged, ironically, into ones he can't get. So we could do one more random, and that'd be it for today. Well, Excelgor is not shiny, that's a fact. Nor is Flygon, or Octillery, or Zygarde. Okay. Nothing for me. Yeah, so if I just go back to the game, like the idea is literally just so it's another little bonus way of sharing shinies that you might not always want to share. That's kind of what the thinking is, really. I really like the idea of community sharing of shinies, but I just wanted to add a little bit of a game to it. It's a bit like the Hangmon game that I want to do, because I didn't really explain it to you. Ideally, I would like you can submit legendaries with the questions. I'm trying to just limit it to one per day, but for the first round, I might accept a couple. Not a problem. But yeah, you can submit legendaries with a question. It's just the answer from me will never be a legendary. As for the Hangmon game, the idea of Hangmon is I would like co-hosts, if I'm being honest. So just say, for example, you said yes, and Boy from Belgium and Dragon, let's say all four of us say yes to it. I will give you a prompt, and my prompt will be a village, city or village in Pokemon games that has a Pokemon gym. And then you will submit the dashes like Hangman. So for simplicity's sake, we'll say palette. So you'll submit that. Nothing's good here, but I'm taking this for helping hand. Yeah, so you would submit palette town. So you would submit the number of dashes the word palette is. And then when someone redeems one shiny a day, you can submit the shinies in all three categories here. So for the Who's That Pokemon, the chain game. So you say you submit the Rhydon, I would have to reveal any R's in my answer, and so would all four players. So it's also trying to not let the other person get the answers. So I might actually keep this. Nothing's great here. There's a bug on the right. So I imagine we want to go right to some point. That is a Relicanth. Yeah, so that's kind of the idea of it. But ideally I would have a couple of people joining. And I was thinking we might want the Butterfree at the end, even, for a sidekick. But I don't know. Yeah, so if it's 2 people, I'll ask them to give 3 answers. If it's 4 people, they'll give 2 answers each. And it is, you don't tell me your answers, so I can play along too. And the idea will be that we work our way down the lists and try and whoever finishes off someone's word wins. But you can only win that by submitting a shiny. You cannot just guess it if you know the answer. You've got to go and get that letter. We'll try to not be too difficult, so we may exclude X's and like Y's or something, because there's no real like shiny, no Pokemon with X unless you're going to hunt Zatu, and it's not really fair. But that's the kind of idea what the Hangmon one is. Again, it's a way just to use some shinies that you catch to play a little bit of a game and feel like part of a community of shiny hunters, without it being like we've got to win. It's just meant to be fun. I decided to start those 3 as the first ones just because it seemed like it would work. People can just play along without taking anything too seriously. If one is more popular than the others, we'll focus a bit more on that. If they're not, like for example, if we did Hangmon and nobody submitted, I would just end it at the end of the month. And if you've survived, you're technically a winner. If you've been discovered, obviously the person who discovers you's the winner. And also if you have co-hosts, people might think the same and pick the same answers. There's nothing wrong with that. That's kind of why I want to try and do it that way. So we could try to sabotage ourselves in a weird way. But I don't want to take this. If it's psychic, I probably should stick around with this till the end. If I'm honest. Don't know if Boy from Belgium wants this, because he's got the Fate Tears, which is going to be very helpful for the route. See, I was thinking the Butterfree, but we could go for those 2. I guess. Comfey's not too difficult to beat, is it? Do we want to do a gamble on the Comfey, before the Comfey, with the Tauros, or are we happy with what we've got? I'm happy for now. The Noctowl is going to become a Horsey. Okay. Or a Seadra even. Thing is, you'll probably take this. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Okay, Taurus can stay. You'll take the Comfey. Are we going to swap? The thing is that Jigglypuff and Comfey going into Stun Tank might be a bit scary. That's the only thing I will say. Because we could do Stun Key and Jigglypuff Fate Tears Acid Spray and then Special Attack. That's the only reason why I would say potentially the Tauros swap. I know you've got all the moves covered for this, but but then if it is Solgaleo, it's a waste of time, so we shouldn't really. That's the only one that it's a terrible decision for. No. But what I mean is, Comfey is a special attacker, as is the Jolteon, so we could get a double special attack drop with Jigglypuff. Yeah, with Jigglypuff and Stun Tank, and then we would have 2 special attackers attacking. That's what I was thinking. For the final, that is. But I don't think Comfey's that helpful in the final. Oh. That's the other side of it. Oh. I don't know what the others think of that idea. Because then we would have to keep the Jigglypuff for a little bit longer. Well, I guess I'll just do this for the extra boost. But you have a special... What are the special moves that you've got on the Tauros? See if you've got special attacking moves, then it's fine to keep it. No, if you've got special attacks, it's fine. I think we need to get rid of the Seadra anyway. But I do think we don't take the Comfey into the final. Or is it Comfey or Jolteon we swap out? Okay. Well, I think we still swap out the Seadra here. For sure. Problem is, because then at least we can still Fake Tears the stun tank, so I can do a bit more damage. You can Dynamax the Tauros into the ground move onto the stun tank. At the... Yes, that is the strongest move here. Wait, that's the... There's this Stunky that you were on about. You said there was a Stunky here. I swear you said there was a Stunky. Or was that on the other side? Well, this seems sensible. But you can still Dynamax into the ground move. And then, depending on what we take, if we take this or not. I don't know what this was. At least we've got grass and... It doesn't matter. We'll type random stuff occasionally. So I'm assuming we would like to keep the same team now to the final. This will be our 4 for the final. Or do we want to take Carcole over Jigglypuff? Yeah, you might as well. Just get as much damage done as you can. And you got better accuracy by Dynamaxing. If you don't Dynamax, you can miss high horsepower. Yeah, so are we actually going to keep the Jigglypuff? Because if it is Solgaleo, Jigglypuff is absolutely useless. We're honest. But Boy from Belgium, what do you think? Are you going to take it, or are you going to stick? Going to risk it? Or what do you, ironically, or Dragon think? Should we get rid of Jigglypuff or keep it? Fake Tears would be good for me and the Comfey. Okay, so we'll keep Jigglypuff. We'll keep this team then. We'll keep we'll keep the team. It doesn't, like, you've got dark moves, which is good. That's what's most important. Like, I've got a ghost move. Comfey can play healing duties if need be, and if Fake Tears does work, it can build up. So, will we have 3 in a row that you can't catch? That'll be funny. It would pretty much sum up the luck this week, or today. And as we said, this is going to be the last one. But let's see what the legendary will be. Let's see. Yeah, nobody really wants this. Do we have... Do I even know where we're going after this? Uxie or Mesprit? Mewtwo, okay. Just don't be as Elf or Cresselia. Otherwise I think Boy from Belgium's picking what we're facing. Oh dear. Well, at least we can fake tears this. That's the good thing. What type will it try to reflect, though? That's the question. And we tend to get quite a lot of the what do we call it? Sidekicks on the random runs. But we got the Zygarde at least. I want to know what type it wants to reflect. Okay. I will just go for the Ghost move to lower some more. It's probably more than that because it's 2, isn't it? So you times that by 2. Does that mean you can't catch, or you've already caught it on Sword, or is it a Shield exclusive? Yeah, I don't want to work out the odds, to be honest. It'll hurt my head. Okay, well, I don't think the exclusives are exclusive then. Yeah, you should blame the Shield people. But at least we won. GG everyone. Let's see if we can end today with a shiny. You haven't had a shiny Comfey? Did you miss the Scarlet and Violet event? I know how annoying that was to do. But as we say, it's been fun today, and if you do any shiny hunting, feel free to take part in the games. I'll be more lenient if I'm going to be strict by 1 per day depending on time. Because I know like different time zones cause problems anyway when you're trying to play into like the UK time and your local time. No shiny. Nothing today out of the 9 we've done. Never mind. We don't want to save that. So we have finished for today. So as I say, like, if you do, I'm going to take you to someone else doing DAs. They're doing